Hello, everyone. Welcome to Desert Vibes, the podcast where we explore inner landscapes of our minds, finding strength and resilience in the face of everyday life challenges. I'm your host, Paulapollo, and today we are going to dive deep into a topic that affects everyone: fear management.
My name is Francis Manjiru, or once in June on all socials. Glad to be here today.
My name is V, or you can call me Vimura. Thanks for having me today here.
Hello everyone, my name is Dennis.
Hello to all the viewers and everyone on the team. Robert Atwine, happy to be here once again.
Beyond simply naming fear, how can one gain a deeper understanding of its origin and impacts?
It's actually a very interesting question when you look into it. And before even we go and talk about fear, I love asking myself a lot of questions. Because in asking yourself questions is where you get the real definition of what you're afraid of, what challenges you're facing, what makes you panic, all the things that come into effect in your life in day-to-day activities. You get solutions through asking yourself questions. And actually I do that. I have 15 questions you can ask yourself that can help you to identify fear really well without leaving anything out. And I'll just like to share them with you people. The first thing you should ask yourself is, what do you absolutely hate doing and how does it really affect you? See, that's a very important question you ought to ask yourself, because if you realize what you hate, you can start asking yourself, do you hate it because it triggers a deeper fear inside you? Does it have a negative or a positive effect on your life? So once you are able to realize this, then you can project it into something that can help you solve it and actualize it. Then the second question is, what causes you anxiety? Because most people are going through anxiety and they don't even realize, they don't come to realization of it. You find someone going through a lot of challenges, but once they sit down and start to reflect what's really happening, they can't even be able to explain it because they're anxious about everything that's around them. Okay? Then, what are some of your biggest and most obvious fears? You know, there's some fears that are obviously there, like you just know, maybe some people have a fear of stepping outside, some people have a fear of dogs. So these are obvious fears. So you need to ask yourself, what are the biggest and obvious fears that you face? Then, is there something in your life that you really want to do? And or a certain passion that you have, but you're afraid of doing it because you're maybe afraid of the outcome, afraid of the process, you don't know what to take. So you need to ask yourself that question. Then, have you avoided certain jobs because you're not sure of how you'll be able to carry out the tasks given to you? Now this also comes into our day-to-day life in our professions. In whatever activity we do, at work, at place, school, it really affects us in how we think. Then another thing you can ask yourself, are you currently unhappy? Maybe in your relationship, your current job. You know, these are things that we don't really ask ourselves. You ought to ask yourself, because all these things trigger some fears that are not seen. Then another thing, are you currently in a job that you're scared to leave? You know, because most of us are there because of the money. To be honest, some people, not everyone loves their job, but there's some people who really love the job. So you need to ask yourself that question. Why am I not leaving this job? Why am I not able to progress from this position? You know what I mean? Then, do you fear the truth? A very, very important question. Everyone expresses themselves because most people don't like being told. Most people don't like being corrected. Because the moment someone comes to correct you, you already have an opinion. And the moment like someone tries to tell you something and you say, what if? It means you've already disregarded what this person is about to tell you. So you ought to ask yourself that question, because it's really going to be vital in how you transform your life. Then another thing you need to ask yourself, does uncertainty and not knowing scare you of making new decisions? Because in everything we are about to decide, we are not certain that the outcome will be what we expect, because there are some things you're planning to do that are beyond our control. But once you ask yourself that question, then you'll be able to know, if I do 1, 2, 3, it will result to this outcome or this one. You'll have maybe a positive perspective, how you view it. Then, do you enjoy being alone? And if you do, how does it feel? And if no, why? And why? And what deeper fear is it based on? So those are the 15 questions I would really like you to ask yourself. And then you need to realize there is power in asking yourself questions. After you've asked yourself these questions, you will be able to know, okay, so what is fear? Now define fear according to the questions you ask yourself. It brings you back to that feeling where fear is an emotion or a feeling that we feel based on belief. Whether religious, whether factual, whether something you've created at the back of your mind, because some fears come and some what we've created, illusions that we have at the back of our minds, things that are not there, but we hold on to them, right? So you'll be able to answer yourself with these questions. And then, why do you experience that fear? Another question you need to ask yourself. Now, because out of these questions you ask yourself, now you're breaking it down on how you'll be able to identify what are you really going through. In that, let's take an example of a child. Kids are born with only 2 fears. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. A child is only having 2 fears. One is that a child is afraid of loud noise, and then a child is afraid of falling. Nothing else scares the child. Put here a dog or a snake, the child will approach the snake. They will not run away from it. But as we grow, as time comes, we start to know, okay, if I go here, a dog can bite me. So fear is something we accrue as we grow on. But the more important thing you need to realize about fear, our fear is based on our egos. In that, I'm afraid if I do something wrong, what is Dennis going to say? I'm afraid if I talk to Mura, how will she take me? So it brings us back to that ego. So we really need to know how to deal with your ego as an adult now. Because as a child, you didn't have these fears. All your childhood, you were okay. You see kids playing on the roadside, they're not even afraid of being knocked down by cars. Adults are the ones who will be there and tell the kids, get off the road, play somewhere else, find a playing surface. You know? So fear is something we accrue along the way. Then, are you afraid of being made fun of? Yeah, I'm presenting a speech today. Someone will have a mimic at me, someone will have a go at me, someone will create funny clips about me. Do I really care? No. Why? Because I'm at that stage of hearing what people think about me. Because I can channel that energy in something positive that's going to change a person's life. So it's about how you take the negatives and the positives and put them into empowering yourself, right? And then the last thing I would say, obviously, the deeper and more ingrained the fear, the harder it will be to overcome it. But if you follow the steps that the rest of the team will give you guys, you'll be able to tackle fear and be free from it. That's my take on identifying fear.
That was very informative, and from what I've gotten from you is that we need to explore the past experience. That is, you have to reflect on the event in your life that might have contributed to the development of this fear. And something else which I've also got from you is that you need to analyze your physical emotional reactions and pay close attention on how your body or your mind, thinks about a certain encounter, okay, and or the situation, or even how you really think about it, be it real or emergent. Okay, that was good. So let's go to the next question, and these will be based on reframing fears. So, Madam V, how can you shift your perspective on fear to make it less what we call delimitating?
So it's all about shifting your perspective, seeing or not to stop, assigning for a signal for a growth. I don't know if you get it. Like, it's an opportunity for you to learn instead of saying, what if I mess up? What if something goes wrong? You know? Something like that. You're stepping out of your comfort zone for you to be free, you know? Like in a certain way. If you're afraid of falling, it means mainly deeply care about the success that you're actually getting yourself into, like, can I do it? Can I beat it? Especially when you're in the finishing line. Like, there's that fear. Like the marathon, like in Kenya, we do have the athletics, right? So if you're in a race, I've once been there, if you're in a race, right, like 100 meters, you're actually targeting to reach that point. So there's that fear of anxiety. What if I look back, then maybe someone else is gonna get into it. So that fear actually targets in my mind, so there's that one. The fear as excitement get into your body and you actually lose it all. So there's a way you can reframe it, like you have to consider it in my mind. Yes, I've got this, You have to challenge yourself, like this is what I have. Yeah, so there's that one. Actually, there are 5. There's a fear as a proof of growth. Fear as a proof of growth. Proof of growth, like you're afraid you're probably, outside of your comfort zone. Like you're just there. You don't want to grow. There's that fear. Like, what if I go to another step? What will be the outcome of it? Will I fall? Will I, like the way you actually said it? Will I fall or will I just stay there? There's that fear of human that is actually intriguing the mind of a human being. Yeah, there's that one. Yeah. So that is that one, the fear as a proof of growth, like if you're really determined to grow. Okay, the 4th one is the fear as a teacher. Instead of fearing mistakes, see them as a lesson. In every days of our life, we actually do mistakes. That's the reality. We may fall down, we go up and down, then ups and down. But in all, we actually learn from the mistakes that we are actually facing. So there's a fear as a teacher. You in yourself, you're actually a teacher. You are the main character of your story. So there's that fear actually that comes into your mind that you can say that, oh my God, actually I did a mistake and I don't know what to go about it, There's such fears. Yeah.
Yeah, especially when you are a role model to people.
Yeah.
Sometimes fear can take you down.
Yeah.
And you feel like you're not perfect enough or you're not good for this, or it can disappoint you in a very bad way. So have you exhausted your points?
No, the 5th one,
Okay.
the fear as a temporary. So you have to remind yourself that fear is a feeling, not a fact. It comes and goes away, that's it. But you encourage yourself that I can do it, and I can stay. So that's all. It's all in your mind.
Yeah, that was brilliant. So what I've gathered from you is that you can shift, or you're supposed to challenge your thoughts or your negative thoughts. You have to question the validity of your fear thoughts. Are they based on the facts or assumptions? Often, our fears are exaggerated by the negative self-talk. So you have to talk to yourself and say, I am able to do this. I can do this. I am smart, I'm intelligent, and I can do this. Once you challenge your thoughts, and you will find yourself making it in life. So you will find yourself in a very conducive environment where you can be able to manage fear. So something else I have gained from you is that you need to focus on the potential benefits instead of dwelling on the negative side of the consequences. So, and the one question which you're supposed to ask yourself is that what would you gain by facing your fears? Okay, the third question will be, based on channeling your fears, how can you use the energy of fear to propel forward instead of pulling backward?
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Paul. So for me, the first question that I will ask the audience and myself as well, it's the question that Mr. Francis has just told us. Do you fear the truth? So when you say if you fear the truth, it means you don't like learning from your mistakes. Because if someone tells you the truth, it means you are doing something wrong and he's addressing you out of the mistake that you have done. if you have the fear of being told the truth, it means you won't learn anything. And if you truly fear being told the truth, you're supposed to let that one go and you be open to changes. Like if someone tells you, Dennis, you did this and this and this, then you say it's okay and you learn from it. Yeah, you can be angry because of being told the truth, but it's good to learn from it. Another thing, she said something like stepping out of the comfort zone. Yeah, so I would like to ask a question. Why do you think I'm sitting here right now in this panel? The reason is because I stepped out of my comfort zone.
Yes.
I will be somewhere sleeping. Maybe I will be somewhere chilling with friends. Maybe watching a movie. But I overcame the fear of being a camera shy person and decided to be on the panel. Reason being, I came out of my comfort zone. The time that I'm using here, I will be using that time to doing something else. Yeah. Everyone usually have a schedule, and we usually use our own schedule in different ways. I sacrifice a little of my time to be on the panel for myself, for the audiences, and it's because I stepped out of my comfort zone. My schedule right now, it says I'm supposed to go to the gym. Another person's schedule says today I'm supposed to meet a friend, but they usually cancel. You need to do something for yourself and also something for the others as well. And this is stepping out of the comfort zone. Thank you so much for that point. And another thing is for you to propel forward using fear, you need to use it on a positive way. Like fear is known of being negative in real sense. It's known of being negative. And another thing, when based on the side of religion, we can say the only thing that we are supposed to fear is God only. We are supposed only to fear God. So, by this, if you fear God, it means you're not supposed to fear anything else. You're not supposed to fear anything else. Whether someone will be selling fear, you're not supposed to fear about it. And for you to propel forward, like you can ask yourself the question, why am I doing this? And by asking that question, it leads you to having a goal. Why am I doing this? Because I need this and this and this. That thing that you need to do is the goal. And despite the challenges that you face, the assumptions that you are making, like if I start this, people might say this, I might fail. Those are man-made assumptions. These are assumptions that are coming in your mind, and they are not there so that they can propel you forward. They are there so that they can drain your energy in doing something, in achieving something. So you need to overcome this. And you need to reach at your goal by overcoming this strength, the negative energy that people are giving in. Because you have a goal and you have a strategy that you're following. People are coming, no, Dennis, you're using a wrong strategy. You're not supposed to do this. I can say the best thing you can do, you have a goal. You need consistency. You need determination. And also you need persistence. By this, if you have consistency, this is doing, you have a strategy. In this strategy, there are some habitual things that you usually do. An example is, let's say, I want to become a personal trainer. I need to be consistent in doing exercises. I want to lose weight. I need to be consistent in exercising as well. I need more knowledge. I need to pass an exam. I need consistency in reading more books, consistency in doing the positive things. But you find most of the people doing this, they have consistency on the negative side. A good example is, you truly know you have a schedule. Your schedule is saying you're supposed to go to the gym, but you spend the gym time on TikTok. So if I spend my gym time on TikTok, not only 1 hour, 2 hours or 3 hours, but you spend much more time on TikTok, or you spend much more time on something that is not building your goal, you should concentrate on the strategy that you made, or you can become more creative on making your strategy work for the goal. because there is a name, there's something that you're aiming, and you can continue the consistency and you continue being determined. And again, you should have confidence, because as I am working towards something, some people will come and say, Dennis, you think you can lose weight? You think you can lose weight? Those are people who, they are not there to help you, but they are there to make you lower your energy. They are there to make you that you fail, you doesn't concentrate on your goal. And the best thing you can do is to have the confidence of telling these people, I can't do that, buddy. I can't do that. Your opinion, keep it to yourself. And if you don't have the confidence, we call it, I can say, a courage to tell someone no. I think on our last sessions, we talked about this, and Mr. Francis talked about it. And you need to know how you can tell people no. So it's not just a matter of saying, it's a matter of doing an action, taking an action as well. Because they usually say the best thing is to stop talking about it and you start acting. Yeah, and when it comes to the role model, if I do something wrong, I might affect them negatively. Yeah, I might affect them negatively. Yeah. I can be afraid of, since I've been mentoring this guy on the way of reading books, I should not tell him to watch videos. Like, I should not tell him maybe to watch films. When it comes to movies, we have things to do with finance. Same as books, because I truly love reading, and when I tell a person you're supposed to read like 3 books in a day, not in a day, sorry, you're supposed to read 3 books in a month, 3 books maybe in 5 months. So if I start telling this guy, or I have the fear of telling this guy you're supposed to watch movies, he will say, Dennis, are you not the one who told me it's not good to watch movies? If I have the fear, I won't mentor this guy in an appropriate way, because the goal is not only this guy reading the books. The goal is this guy earning something from reading a book. They usually say reading or getting an idea from something is nothing. Executing the idea is something. Yeah, thank you so much.
All right, so what I've gathered from your point is that you have to set a plan. Or you have to create a step-by-step plan where you can break down the tasks or situations that that triggers your fear into smaller, more manageable steps. It makes it to seem more or less manageable or more or less stressful. So another point that I also gathered from you is that you should use your fear as a motivation.
Yeah,
as a motivation for preparation.
Yeah.
So once you prepare, or once you use fear as a motivation to you thoroughly prepare yourself to face the fear. Alright, can I go to the next question?
So, an example, exactly what she said something to do with, if you have a fear of failure, you will work hard to ensure that you don't fail. Yeah.
So that's motivation.
It is using fear as motivation or preparation. Alright, let's go to the next question. And the next question is, based on using fear to fuel your passion, how can you harness the energy of fear to drive towards achieving your goals and pursuing passion?
Alright, anyway. Okay, I was just saying English. The English is advanced.
Yeah.
But no problem. We'll tackle that. When we talk of fear, usually everyone looks at it in a negative perspective.
That's true.
So today, we want to look at the glass as half full instead of looking at the glass as half empty. When you get a glass and put the water, it's halfway. Most people look at it as half empty. So we are looking at the glass as half full. What am I talking about? We are looking at fear in a positive way. Yeah.
Yes.
How can we use it to change our lives, to achieve our goals, to go where we want to go?
Exactly.
So before you master your enemy, first of all, you need to know the enemy's habits, the enemy's origin, and the enemy's place of abode.
Yeah.
Okay, where the enemy stays. Our enemy in this place is fear. So first of all, You need to identify what are your fears. And identifying what your fears are, we have common categories of fear that we can discuss, which we all share. There is no one who is perfect and there is no one who doesn't face fears in their life.
Yeah, sure.
So the common categories of fear, first of all, there is a fear of poverty. It's one of the categories. So after acknowledging, I fear to be poor. I don't want to be poor. I don't want to face poverty. I don't want to be financially weak or unstable. Then this fear itself will motivate you to get out of your comfort zone. Almost everyone has talked about comfort zone. Some of us had, I can say, fair lives. You have your apartment, you have your little money, you can go out on the weekend, you can go club. But then you're like, this is not enough for me. This is not what I want for myself and for my family, the family that I'm going to have. So it pushes you out of your comfort zone. So you're here because of that fear that you had, because you want to achieve something bigger, and the comfort zone that you're in, you will not be able to get that. So it pushes you out of your comfort zone. This is a positive about fear. Right?
Yeah.
And then there is a fear of ill health. Or for instance, if we go back to like 2-3 years back when we had COVID-19, everyone was scared. So this fear, it pushes you to improve yourself. How am I going to manage my health so that I don't contract this? You know, you have to put on a mask, you stop handshakes, we are using this. So all these are examples of how fear can help you to keep yourself safe and in good health. COVID-19, of course, that was a crisis, but even in day-to-day life, there are other diseases or illnesses that can make that fear in you to keep you safe. Fear of criticism, if you have this fear within you, which we all have, helps you to improve yourself. Like you are talking about public speech, like you fear to address people, how will Dennis look at me, how will the other person take what I'm saying. So if you have this fear within you, it helps you also, helps you to correct yourself, to prepare yourself well, so that you can be better than you are. Fear of failure can also help you to like self-re-evaluation. And someone talked about school and exams. When you know we have exams next week, you think, if I fail these exams, what will happen to me? First of all, let's say there are final exams, I will miss out. I'm not going to go to university, or I'm not going to graduate. So what am I supposed to do? This is the fear that is making you think for the solutions of failing. If my fear is fear of failure, then it will push me to get solutions or not to fail. So what am I supposed to do? Read. Not just read vagrancy, but read smart. How am I supposed to? You set steps on how to not to fail. So fear of failure, fear of rejection, all these fears, if you look at it in a negative way, it will stop you from achieving your goals. But if you look at it in a positive way, it will push you out of your comfort zones, and then you will set steps on how you can achieve your goals. But with this fear pushing you to those goals. Otherwise, if you don't have this fear within you, sometimes it leads to procrastinations. You keep making excuses. Okay, I've not done it today. There is still time, I'm still here. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week is also there. So you keep making up excuses. But if you have this fear within you, if I don't do this within this month, then it's not good for me. Of course, you push yourself. You will stretch yourself to do things, even you'll put in extra efforts.
That's why it's good to set the long-term and short-term goals.
Not to set plans. Yeah, it's also good to visualize yourself in success, or to visualize yourself. Imagine yourself overcoming that fear. Like fear, the fear of achieving goals. So you have to visualize. What I've gathered from you is that you have to visualize yourself or visualize success. Imagine yourself overcoming the fear of achieving your goals. Another thing, the visualization can help in building the confidence or to create a positive, what we call, or the positive aspect of facing fears. Fifth question, or the fifth way of fear management, where we are going to contribute all to this topic. And based on celebrating your progress, which or why is celebrating very important in the process of overcoming fear? I will start. When it comes to celebrating your progress, you have to first reinforce positive behavior. Celebrating your accomplishment, no matter how small or no matter how big it is, it reinforces the positive behavior for you facing fears. That's my point. Let's go to the...
It's a very good point. Actually, like we said, in order for you to celebrate yourself, you must have regard to fear. First of all, now you've followed all the steps, you become aware of your fears, you've dealt with all that, and now it's about time for you to celebrate your progress. Like you've moved, you didn't know how to spell A, B, C, D, now you can write it. How do you reward yourself? Buy yourself a book and a pen, right? That's a good reward. So let's say your biggest fear was the fear of the dog, and now you've been able to cope with it. You can actually move in places where there's dog. There are dogs, sorry. Why don't you get yourself a dog as a pet? Let's say you're afraid of heights. How about you book yourself a vacation? Fly out of the country, go to another country. See the beauty out there. All these are parts of, it's a reward, it's a good experience, it gives you an open mind. Because now you dealt with your fear, you became a free thinker. The moment you're a free thinker, you become limitless.
Yeah, it's a way of gradually exposing yourself to that thing that you fear most.
Yeah.
That is after you have identified this is my fear.
Yeah. So you've dealt with all the stages. Now you expose yourself to that fear.
Yeah, sure.
After exposing yourself to it, it becomes a part and parcel of you, right? Yeah.
That's great.
I remember there was a time in Kenya, something was trending, like kurudishia mwili shukrani. Yeah, like you need to you pamper yourself. Like you have gone through a lot, you have sacrificed a lot, and it's time now for you to do something for the body. You tell the body, I'm sorry for what you have been through. Yeah, and I can say kurudishia mwili shukrani is a very good thing, and by this it gives you more motivation to achieve something better.
Yeah.
And I have been a dog trainer, so I have never trained a dog for payment, and you need to pay me for this. So, while training a dog, you show it a certain pattern, it becomes habitual. And for it to become habitual, you need to have something to reward it. It's called, you need to have like, I was using smoked meat. So, and it was very sweet by the way. And, I'm the one who, and every time it could follow the pattern that I want.
You should reward it.
Yeah, you should reward it. And despite giving it the meat, you start clapping, like you say, hooray! You just hype it and you see it just shaking its tail and you say, wow.
Really?
Then, if it doesn't do so, you don't reward it. Let's take a good example. Those people who train dolphins. You know dolphins, they cannot just jump as high as, you just take a dolphin from the ocean and you expect it to jump? No, it can't. It undergoes through habitual way of attaining heights. You start with 10 meters, I can't say 10 meters, 10 meters is too high, but you start with certain feet. Then after it attains that, you want it to attain more height. Then you add another feet extra, it will jump, you won't reward it. It will jump, you would reward it or hype it. Then when it reaches there, you clap for it, you reward it, you give it more and more things. So if you do this thing for yourself as well, it gives you more motivation to attain something that is better. A good example is, I have invested in something. Let's say I have invested in stocks. And after investing in stocks, I attained something that I wanted. How am I supposed to reward myself? Using the profit, I can buy a certain car, a car of my dream, and I will be like, wow, I have this car now. So by having this car, I will want the next model of the car. And how will I get the next model of the car? It's by this car that I have purchased right now. It has motivated me to attain another model of the car, and by this, I will have to put more effort. So by rewarding yourself, it helps you to put more effort. By rewarding the dog, it gives it more effort to get more meat, to get more applause. Rewarding the dolphin, like this something after attaining that height. You know, you can go at a park or this park where there is these dolphin shows. They tell you this dolphin jumps 10 meters, this one jumps 5 meters, this one jumps 1 meter. Will you go to the 1 meter? Of course no. You will go to the one that attains 10 meters because you want to see jumping. To attain the height that these people have said. Same in life. Someone who is looking for answers. You have certain certificates. I don't have a certificate. Who will want a client? Who will win the client?
The one with the certificate.
Yeah, the one with the certificate.
The one with the connections.
It's not about the connections, but you already have the connections. But I'm not good enough. What's the proof of the connections and everything? The certificates. This is a certified person. And another thing, you can be certified, but you don't have the knowledge. You don't have the knowledge. Rewarding yourself is the best thing you can do for yourself. It will motivate you further and further.
I think that story is more sentimental to me because back in the country, it's the same thing I used to do.
Which country?
So, I'm a Kenyan. Back in my country, when I do a certain job and get like maybe 3,000 or 2,000, no matter how much I get, whether it's 1,500, I used to ask myself, no, it's my body which is working. It's my hands which were working. And I've used my brain. Why should I not eat 300 shillings at least to pamper myself, to make myself feel good? So that's exactly what I used to do. I used to go somewhere in a restaurant and ask for beef. Like, we believe that beef is more pampering to you than anything else. The ladies will go for the chicken and chips, French fries, ones we call chips. That's for me. I will go for the beef and some ugali, so where you call it samolina, and then a very cold drink, either blended juice from a mango or an orange.
Not so wonderful.
Not Smirnoff.
I think that's one.
Other state. That's a great point. Another point.
And also, when pampering yourself, don't pamper yourself with all the things that you have gotten that day. You need to have a strategy of pampering yourself. Because you can say I have earned 1,000 shillings, or let's say I have earned 1,000 Qatari riyal. You use 900 Qatari riyal to pamper yourself. That is not pampering yourself, it's a wastage.
Anyway, talking about pampering yourself, you see, even God, we are supposed to give 10%. So also you can give yourself 10%. Give God 10%, give yourself 10%. Can go out, have a kilo of pork and a nice special Smirnoff.
Some of us, pork is haram.
For those to those that pork isn't halal, those who enjoy it.
Let's say now,
you enjoy beef, no problem.
now
To some they don't eat it, so you can replace pork with beef or goat meat, whatever you want.
Some of us fish curry.
And for me, fatus. Very much. So thanks guys for today's, unless anybody wants to add on that, on our last question that was about celebrating what we call your progress.
Still celebrating your progress in regards to overcoming your fears and achieving your goals. For instance, your fear was public speech or addressing a crowd of people. if you manage to overcome that and now you're good at public speaking, why not become a coach? And help out others also who are facing the same challenge. Yeah, it's also a way of celebrating it, and then you're taking yourself to a higher level as well.
Yeah, sure. After this, I think I'm going to celebrate my progress because I started as a panelist and now today I'm a moderator. It's a great point. When it comes to celebrating my progress, it's a very, 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 very important point that after this, I will see my progress and then I have to celebrate.
Actually, some of our viewers, after watching the session before, of course, those you know, they come into your inbox, they start asking questions, do this. So I want to encourage our viewers. It's okay, we are approachable people.
Yeah.
We are also not that perfect. If you have something, you can leave in the comments.
Give your feedback.
You can give your feedback. And don't get scared to ask questions as well.
Yeah, I believe in an open door policy where you can come and tell me my weakness, or you can come and ask for what we call advice. That's what I believe in. It's an open door policy. You don't have to stay in that cocoon like I'm fearing to ask. You see, people criticize others based on their stories. But as for us, I think we are open to everybody. If you feel free to ask anything that you're going through, and we help step by step.
We can engage and grow together.
Yeah. And you find some people, they have these, they are always in this situation of malekoko, a situation whereby someone has a very big social cycle but few friends. So it's very hard for you to approach your friends, but it's easy for you to approach the one of the social guy that you talk with, because you know this guy at long last, he won't say anything. And I usually have a quote here. I usually work with it everywhere, and it says, learning to acquire knowledge and knowledge to change destiny is not only acquiring the knowledge, but also a knowledge to change destiny. And the way you can change the destiny is using the knowledge you have acquired to do what? You execute it. I have learned how to do editing or video editing. I should do more of video editing. I have learned how to train a dog. I should train more dogs. Or maybe I should improvise it and start training cats as well. Yeah.
Can't even start a dog.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the crew. Thank you for all my panelists for coming today. It has been a great discussion today, and I will come into the next panel. Feel free, always cheer up, and may God bless you.
Forgot to thank the director and the camera
The director, the cameraman, and the camera woman.
So,
We are great.
and use fear to propel your things towards your destiny as well. So, yeah, follow us on our social media platforms, Desert Vibes Ambassadors, whereby we'll be bringing more and more things. So, next topic, confidence. Stay locked. Snap.
I have one last thing to say to the people. You all have to remember the abbreviation of fear is F stands for false, E is for evidence, A is for appearing, and R is for prayer.
Yes.
So the moment you learn how to overcome this, life will be amazing.
Look at the monk.
Our next topic is confidence. Don't forget, stay tuned, guys. Keep locked. Thank you.